Welcome to another episode, everyone. When Big U got to prison and they tried to force him to join a prison gang, things did not necessarily go as planned. Check this out. This is Kev Mac. Shout out to Kev Mac Videos. This is Rockhead once again, Santana Block, Compton Crip, and of course, Big U. Shout out to these individuals.
Now you land in the penitentiary. What prison did you land in first?
Calipat, because the reception was Tehachapi.
And what was the dynamics of the prison when you landed there? As far as prison gangs, street gangs, who was on your yard when
The
you landed
Blue Notes was there. Wasn't none of these niggas there. No, you know who was there? Sumo was there. Because that was my first time being Sumo. Sumo was there. No, I'm trying to take that back. Because I may have said that wrong. I think Sumo came after it was there. What's his name from Nana was there. It was the only one. It was only like, what's his name, CCO, was the CCO was there. And then at that time, niggas was really hiding their affiliation. Niggas was hiding their affiliation at that time.
Talking about their prison gang.
The prison affiliation. They was hiding it. And I got a tour with the Blue Notes when I first got there, because it was funny how the nigga Turtle was from Avalon, and Happy from Great. So what they was doing was, as soon as you get to the yard, they running paperwork on all.
And again, as I explained when I covered this yesterday, when he was Big U crashed out in the LA County Jail on the Crip module. You know, the CCOs and the Blue Notes are used to be two Crip organizations behind the walls in prison. The Bloods have theirs, the UBN, United Blood Nation, and the BLs, the Bloodline. Crips had two organizations as well. The Bloods are still going strong. I don't know. Other than that, for the most part, other than that, I don't know. So these individuals, Big U is saying that they didn't really try to get them to join the gang, but they pretty much did. They had a talk with them.
All the Crips is coming in. They pushing the Blue Note car hard. So when I get there,
this is 91, 92?
Yeah.
And Blue Notes is still up and running?
They was pushing the paperwork hard.
Did you get an envelope?
Hell no. I got a tour with him. We ended up getting a tour with him. So when I first get, it's funny how they approach me. So, you know, when you first get to the yard, you know, your reputation is there already. But these niggas don't realize that my reputation, I guess it had changed over to like somebody who was hustling or somebody who was getting some money or whatever had you. I don't know what my reputation was. Because when I get there, I'm buying all our homies, I'm looking out for them.
So in other words, his reputation had turned into someone who's not active like that anymore. Not a beast, not a monster, not someone who's breaking people's faces, not someone who's putting in work, someone who's just hustling and getting money, just about his money now. Oh man, leave the streets alone type of dude, you know, who used to be in the streets tough, but now once you had a reputation that you're just getting money, that oftentimes mean, in some people's eyes anyway, that you're no longer active or violent or what have you, because you're too focused on your money. You're a lot nicer now that you're getting money, have money, that you're trying to get money or whatever. You're not the same gangster that you used to be once you get a reputation as someone who's just getting money in some people's eyes. So he said this is what he believed his reputation was by the time he hit the yard. The individuals just see him as someone that's just getting money from his hood.
Andre Sparks was there. My stepfather was there. Hank was there. And Blue. And then Blue had got a tour with C-Dog from the Tanner. And so when I get there, I'm looking out for all them. And I'm, getting niggas TVs and all that stuff. My package come, I got 5 niggas getting packages on the yard. This nigga, so I never forget it. We go on the yard. No, the nigga Happy come tell me, Happy was in my building, he say, Turtle wanna holler at you. I'm like, this nigga wanna holler at me for? I'm like, man, tell the nigga I holler at him when I holler at him. You know what I'm saying? I go straight to the basketball court. I already know the demonstration, but it was funny to me though. So we walking the track, and he's sitting on the track. He kneeling down the track. He like, man, let me holler at you. I'm like, I stop back and I holler at him. He say, I squat down and we talk. He's like, man, what's up, mama? Nigga, I just want to introduce you to the structure of a pen, and I ain't gonna ask you if you affiliated with nothing.
Yeah, he's trying to recruit you right here then, basically. I want to introduce you to the structure of the pen. This is one of the head individuals from one of these organizations. Yeah, he was already asked if he had got an envelope under his door. People used to say that if you get a kite under your door, which is a letter, basically, that to kick it back out, do not open it and read it. The kite would be inside of an envelope. This is why Kev Mack asked the question if Big U had received the envelope, because the kite would be inside of the envelope, and inside of the kite is whatever, the structure of the gang. And they would say that once you open the envelope, once you read the kite, you're a part of the gang now. Whether you want to be or not, you're now a part of the gang because you opened up the envelope and read the kite. Now you know the gang's secrets or whatever. So you're now forced to be a part of the gang, sort of stuff. Whether you want to be or not, because you know too much. So, the rumor used to be that when a kite would come under your door, you got to kick it back out. Don't open the kite, don't read the kite, don't do any of that. But if this individual is telling Big U, hey man, let me sit down and let me talk to you for a minute, man. Let me introduce you to the structure of the yard, man, how this stuff is supposed to go. Yeah, they trying to get Big U in their corner in some way. They're trying to get him to join the prison gang.
And and he say, yeah, but when homies is on the streets, they one thing, but in here is a different thing. I never get this nigga telling me. And I'm looking at this nigga like, and he's like, yeah, but niggas be looking out, we Crips, we represent the Crips in here, you know what I'm saying? And y'all got y'all car, but niggas have cars. And I'm like, man, look, man, I really don't care what y'all do. I'm glad that y'all moving what y'all doing. I only care about three things: my hood, my family, and my money. And I said, as long as niggas ain't got no problem with that, man, on neighborhood, I'm good. I hit him up like that. I got up and started walking the track. But I don't know. The nigga sent nigga Mike at me. The nigga Mike from Groove. This nigga was from Groove. He sent this nigga at me, but he's one of their sleepers though. I don't know this nigga one of their sleepers though. But this nigga come in and just start whooping at me this nigga with about 6 months to send this nigga at me. Cause now I done took over all the trapping on the yard. I didn't cause the nigga with the money gonna come in and take everything. Mm-hmm. I done got all the staff. I done got all of them. Like, look, man, I'm gonna put y'all on the payroll. And I'm really just hustling just cause I'm a hustler. It's just in my blood. It ain't even like I need nothing. I done looked down all the routes into the spot. So now they want in on the routes. And I'm like, look, man, you can buy in. I can't give you nothing because it is going to look funny, though. You know what I'm saying? Because all my people CCOs. You know what I'm saying? What I'm going to look like aiding you. But I ain't tell him that.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, but I'm nothing, though. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm from the Rolando. Right. And now we about 10 deep on the yard now. So now I'm waiting on the nigga that killed Stone to come.
Okay, so Big U say he waiting on the dude that killed Stone to come. He said they're about 10 deep on the yard. And so the CCOs and Blue Notes, as you can probably gather by now, have been going at it for some time behind the walls. This is why Big U saying he doesn't want to help this individual because all of his people are from CCO, like Rockstar, not Blue Notes. But okay, so he's talking about Stone. He said he waiting on the dude that killed obviously his boy Stone. It must be his boy because he said he's trying to stay on the yard waiting on him so that he can kill him. He said he waiting on him so that he can kill him. Who is Stone? Well, Thomas, known as Stone, was one of the oldest leaders of the Rolling 60s Crips, which has roots in the Crenshaw district dating back to the 1970s. Dubbed an OG original gangster, Thomas used his drug trade earnings to live in a gated home in Windsor Hills, authorities said. He was the main supplier for the Do-Rock Crips, a 15-year-old gang that takes its name from a combination of Duarte and Rocktown, an area of mostly rock quarries east of Monrovia. Man, Do-Rock, what the Do-Rock's got to do? Okay, so Stone was one of the oldest leaders of the rolling 60s Crips. Big U says he's waiting on an individual to come that killed Stone so that he can kill him. On January 30th, Thomas, who had earlier given the Do-Rock members marijuana value on the street at more than $10,000, returned to Duarte to collect payment for the first load and to drop off another, Sieber said. But the gang members had sold the drugs, spent the money, and were waiting to kill Thomas, Stone. The sad thing about this case is that Thomas and Fitzpatrick were close personal friends, Sieber said. Thomas had given him money, given him clothes, let him stay in his house, and the result of those acts of kindness were repaid by his execution. Damn. So Thomas, Stone, and apparently his killer were friends. Supposedly, he was Thomas's friend, but Thomas wasn't his friend. Stone wasn't his friend. That's crazy because they said Stone had gave him some clothes, money, and let him stay in his house. Hell, gave him everything. And so, I don't know. I take it that this dude was from Do-Rock. They say on January 30th, Thomas, who had earlier given the Do-Rock members marijuana valued on the street at $110, returned to Duarte, where the Do-Rocks are at, to collect payment for the first load to drop off another. But the gang members had sold the drugs, spent the money, and were waiting to kill Thomas. So yeah, it must have been some dudes from somebody from Do-Rock. Damn. So Big U was on the yard waiting on this individual that then took out his boy over this deal going bad, if that's what you want to call it. We been read this, bro.
So we at Calipat, and I know it's only four places he gonna come from the reception center, and Calipat gonna be one. So I'm waiting on Calipat B over, cause I'm for the kill this nigga that killed Stone, the nigga Ant. So I'm really just trying to stay there. So make a long story short, he ended up sending the dude at us. We ended up getting into it with them, and I ended up finding out maybe some years later that it came from that situation, that it was really some bitterness from dude, and then I ended up, we ended up demoing on that, you know what I mean?
Did Ant ever hit the yard?
Ant hit the yard. He got stabbed something like 80 some times, stabbed and cut up. He was paralyzed for a minute.
Did the Crip regime that controlled the yard?
Well, they had a problem with it. They came and was like telling us what they can do and what we can and can't do. And I'm like, well, that's all good.
I want to throw a name out there. Tell me if you know this guy. Baby Crazo from Raymond.
Marcelli.
Crazo told us a story in the cell about a radio.
A radio?
With a screen.
What, I had my
dope?
You
said you came from another prison. You had a radio with a TV screen on it or something.
Oh, yeah.
He was cleaning up one day. I think he want to hear that story.
I don't remember. You got to tell me.
He said he broke your radio.
Oh, he did?
Your TV screen, and you came to the cell. And you was mad.
I probably was. I don't know.
He said he just rolled over and went to sleep because you used to do karate in the cell.
Yeah, I just do 500 kicks a day, man. Every morning, man. No matter what, I get up, I do my workout,
Mandatory.
Mandatory.
You know what's so funny, bro? Motherfuckers think we supposed to remember the littlest things in the
Yeah.
world, nigga. I remember shit that I don't remember certain shit. You know what I'm saying?
All I remember is
Crazo told us that story.
I know.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so that's
But
I remember.
But I want another crazy story that leads back into the streets when you get parole, because he says when he sees you on the streets, putting together all these moves in the industry and putting your things together, he said he watched you in the cell
Right on.
read
Light it up.
books
Yeah.
and write down every plan,
Yep,
goal to goal to goal, in the prison cell.
I did.
So when he sees you on the street, he was amazed that you actually put that plan in motion.
He was my cellie when I came with the whole unique name, UNEEK. He was my cellie then. He was my cellie, and he was my cellie for a while, man. I mean, it's crazy because I see people who I did time with, and they remember that. They remember that I wrote all this out. Everything I'm doing, from developing option, from the sports, from doing the movies, I wrote all that out. From this interview, the books, I wrote all that out. I had already, but the thing is, and I tell kids all the time, it wasn't no guarantee or it wasn't no line of when it was gonna happen. I just stayed true to it. I never even really was sure if I was gonna be able to do all the stuff that I was gonna be able to do. But I just prepared myself for it. I did the work. I studied. I couldn't spell worth for shit. I can't spell nothing to this day. So I'm asking this nigga, how you spell this? How you spell that? And I'm just writing it, you know what I mean? But I just always felt like, and that's another reason why I never got no tattoos. I always felt like, you know what I mean? I felt like it was gonna be something better. I was gonna be reaching for a lot better and reaching for bigger.
Did the Nation of Islam create that teachings for you to start all these different businesses? Or you-
Nah, my dad was. My
Okay.
father was. My father was the light between me being somebody who wanted to do his own business. My father, when I went to go live with my father in Chicago, he used to get up in the morning at 4 in the morning and go to work at 4 in the morning for the white man, and then go to his shop. I mean, then he had his own construction company, Eugene Henley, cement and remodeling, and then he had a store. And the store is where all the hustling went down. You know
so
what
it's
I'm
in your
saying?
DNA.
It was in my DNA, man.
That's
My pops
good.
didn't sleep, man. My pops got up at 4 in the morning. So when I seen what my pops was doing, that really just gave me the light to get it. He didn't get high, he didn't drink. I never seen him high, I never seen him drink, I never seen him do none of that. He just would get up in the morning. He'd get up in the morning, 4 in the morning. I help him move whatever we had to move, his equipment around, because he had to move his equipment a certain way because people would try to steal it. So he'd block it in with his trucks, and then when he get ready to move it out, I go back in and go to sleep or get ready to go to school. And Pops go do it. By the time I get out of school, he'd be picking me up to go do some construction work on his own. And then from there, we had the store.
So, from watching your father, you knew not to consume these certain bad habits.
And no, that started with my uncles out here. That bad habit started with certain people in my family who had bad habits. I seen that early. You know what I mean? I seen bad habits with the big homies.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because his father, as he said, his father has instilled a work ethic in him. His father doesn't do any sort of drugs or drink or any of that stuff, getting up early in the morning, going to work. And as he said, his father would get off from work, come pick him up from school, then go to some other construction on his own, do some more work, and then go to the store that they own and do some more work. So his father is working all day. So he said that's where he got his work ethic from. But there you have it, Big U saying that he wrote everything down, even though he didn't know how to spell, still can't spell. He wrote everything out, still found a way to write it all down and bring it all to fruition. Some may argue with how he got to where he got to, but he had to have done some things right for sure. None of us are perfect. But there you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. They go on for some time. Shout out to Kev Mack again. Shout out to Big U and Rockhead. They tried to get Big U to join the Blue Notes, apparently. Or, some, because they who did he say, Happy, then put him over out there on the yard and, they told him, check this out, man. This how the structure go up in here. And then Big U said that when they got on this dude ad, and stabbed him up 80-something times, that the other dudes, the Crips, I guess the Blue Notes, they had a problem with it. You know, because they all about no Crip on Crip violence or whatever, and regardless of what the situation is and all of that. But he told me, all right, whatever, you know. And said at one point they had to put down a demo because of something else that went down up in there. That penitentiary and that county jail is just violent. It's just not something that anyone wants to go through. Of course, Big U is in there right now facing whatever it is that he's facing. We'll see how it turns out for him. Everyone has their opinion about the charges that he's facing and what may have went down behind the scenes, but who knows? No one really knows at this juncture. It's all, you know, still unaccounted for. It's all still hasn't been hashed out. He hasn't went to court and been to trial yet. He has not had his day in court. And he deserves his day in court like any and everyone else. So we'll see what happens with his situation. Of course, he has some very serious charges leveled against him. And has been in there now for a little while, you know, fighting these charges for some time, over a year or so, I believe. So we'll see what happens, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. They tried to force Big U to join the prison gang, but he didn't go for it. He said, no, this neighborhood, all I care about is my neighborhood, you know, his money and whatever else that made up the neighborhood. All right, got it. All right. Stay safe and stay free, people.